Will Putin bring out his deadly nuclear bombers as Zelensky escalates war on all fronts? Ukraine said its forces struck a Russian MiG-29 fighter jet and air defense assets at Khalino Air Base in Russia's Kursk region. Kyiv said the operation targeted Russian aircraft, radar systems, and air defense infrastructure supporting frontline operations. Russia claimed its forces made further advances in the Kharkiv region as fighting intensified along the front line. Moscow said Russian strikes targeted military logistics and infrastructure linked to Ukraine's Black Sea operations. Russia claimed Geran drones hit Ukrainian logistics facilities in the Chernihiv region during the latest overnight assault. Ukraine said its forces struck a Russian MiG-29 fighter jet at Khalino airfield in Russia's Kursk Oblast during operations on July 21. Kyiv said a Pantsir S-1 air defense system was also destroyed in the same precision strike against the Russian military facility. Ukrainian officials said the operation was intended to weaken Russia's ability to defend key military infrastructure and frontline airfields. Ukraine also reported striking a Bussol-S coastal radar near Kharkiv in occupied Kherson Oblast as part of the operation. Kyiv said its forces additionally targeted Russian logistics hubs and ammunition depots in the occupied Donetsk and Luhansk regions. Ukraine's general staff said drone command posts in Donetsk, Zaporizhzhia, and Kursk Oblast were also hit during the attacks. Meanwhile, Russia claimed its Seva group of forces captured the settlement of Volokhovskoye in the Kharkiv region. Russia's defense ministry said its forces also struck port facilities in Odesa, Kornomorsk, and Mykolaiv using precision weapons. Moscow said Geran drones targeted Ukrainian logistics hubs and military vehicles operating in the Chernihiv region. Russia also claimed FAB-guided bombs hit Ukrainian military positions near Shirovo, Dobropoli, and Orakov. The Russian Defense Ministry added that Tu-22M3 and Tu-95MS strategic bombers carried out scheduled patrol flights over neutral waters. Amid escalating tensions with Russia, several NATO nations are now shifting onto a wartime footing and preparing for potential conflict. Across Poland, warning sirens echoed through multiple regions as part of a large-scale nationwide inspection of emergency alarm systems. On July 12, Poland carried out a nationwide siren exercise under the codename Alarm 2026 to test emergency readiness. The alarm network was activated to simulate the threat of a large-scale aerial strike targeting Polish territory, according to reports. The Alarm 2026 drill forms part of Poland's nationwide preparedness program in the event a wider European war erupts. Poland has also begun a fresh series of military exercises, with the large-scale drills reportedly commencing on July 20. The training will reportedly involve Poland's regular soldiers, military patrols, and a wide range of combat equipment across multiple locations. The heightened preparations follow the Telegraph report claiming the United States warned Poland about a possible Russian attack. Washington reportedly informed Warsaw that Russia could potentially launch strikes against Polish territory if tensions continue escalating. Poland's foreign minister has also cautioned that Russia could stage some provocation aimed at raising regional instability, according to reports. Meanwhile, relations between Poland and Ukraine are growing increasingly strained after Russia released controversial World War-era historical details. Russia released the declassified documents, claiming they reveal details about wartime activities carried out by Ukrainian nationalist groups and their alleged involvement in violence against civilians during the Second World War period. The files reportedly describe the activities of an organization of Ukrainian nationalists unit led by Dmytro Kupiak, who was also known by the nickname Clay, according to Russian archival records. Russian documents claim that the unit carried out attacks against Polish and Soviet nationals, accusing the group of killing civilians and targeting villages during the conflict. The released material alleges that Polish residents were specifically targeted during raids carried out in areas of western Ukraine, where ethnic tensions and wartime violence were particularly intense. The move comes as Poland observes a day of remembrance for victims of the Ukrainian Insurgent Army, or UPA, with Warsaw continuing to highlight the historical suffering of Polish civilians during the period. Polish estimates say that around 100,000 civilians were killed during the Volhynia massacres between 1943 and 1944, a period that remains one of the most disputed chapters in Polish-Ukrainian history. Poland officially recognizes the Volhynia massacres as genocide, while Ukraine continues to honor the UPA as a movement that fought for Ukrainian independence against occupying forces. The legacy of the OUN and UPA remains a highly sensitive and controversial subject in Ukraine-Poland relations, with both countries holding different interpretations of the group's historical roles. The dispute over these wartime events has become a major diplomatic issue between Warsaw and Kyiv, affecting discussions over historical memory and bilateral relations. Last month, Polish President Karol Nawrocki removed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky from Poland's highest honor list, a move seen as reflecting growing tensions over unresolved historical disagreements. Polish President Karol Nawrocki has revoked the Order of the White Eagle that had previously been awarded to Volodymyr Zelensky, marking a significant development in relations between the two countries. The move followed Kyiv's decision to honor a military unit that uses traditions associated with the UPA. The issue has reignited long-standing historical tensions between Poland and Ukraine. Zelensky granted the title Heroes of the UPA to a special operations unit in late May. The recognition drew criticism from several political figures in Poland. The UPA was the armed wing of the Organization of Ukrainian Nationalists during World War II. The group remains a highly controversial part of the region's history. Poland holds the UPA responsible for mass killings of Poles, Jews, and other minorities during the war. These events continue to shape historical debates between the two nations. Nawrocki said that historical truth cannot become a bargaining chip in political relations. He stressed that certain historical issues should not be compromised for diplomatic reasons. The Polish president also said that preserving the memory of the victims remains a moral duty of the Polish state. He described remembrance as a responsibility owed to future generations. Nawrocki stated that at least 100,000 Polish citizens were killed by the UPA. He cited this figure while explaining his opposition to honoring the group. He further described Ukraine's glorification of the organization as insulting and deeply disappointing. According to Nawrocki, such actions undermine efforts to build mutual understanding.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.